Thank you so much for the introduction, and very, very good afternoon to each one of you. So guys, I come from a very small town, and you can see the image here, and the name of the town is Hisar. So I was born in a town which in a state, in fact, which is known for, great gumption and, wrestlers, boxers. So ideally I should have come in a dhoti. But then I thought, you'll not go in today's world. So let me wear no socks and come so that I can still be synonymous to my state I belong to. So, that's how you see me without this, and being a banker. And still, unlike being a banker, I think that's what the concoction is. And today I'm here. And I'm here to talk about a couple of things. And I feel that, that in today's world, when we have the world full of youth, people who today want to fight with the shackles, challenges, and everything they face in life, I think there are some important things which we all should know and which we all should discuss and imbibe and inculcate. So to move on, as I was telling you, these all people, they have got us accolades, and I think these are the one who won all the medals. So I think all good wrestlers and boxers, they are from our state. So I think just look at this person, the man standing here right now is what I used to look like just about 20 years, 17, 18 years back. So to begin with, since I was born in a very small town, and we didn't know much about the opportunities, and the friends I was breathing in with and the people I was surviving with and living with, they all told me that, dude, destinies are defined. You can't do much about things in life. So go with the flow, accept the way it comes to you, but don't think that you can write destiny or you can rewrite something for your life. But I remember that I always thought that one can write destiny, one can write new benchmarks, you can go up with new things in the annals of the history, but provided you got to have something in you. So to begin with, I remember that I was talking to my granny, and I told her that, my friends tell me that, from a small town, you have very limited things and you can't grow beyond certain things. And my granny told me a story which I want to share with all of you, because today I think this story, which my granny told me about 16, 17 years back, I still keep this with me, and, I think it'll go till the rest of my life, with me. So, this story is about, two very, very famous, names we have in lives as far as this country is concerned. So I'm talking about Krishna and Balrama. So what happens is that, once, Krishna and Balrama, long back, they were going through jungle. So that point in time, there never used to be, any hotels, anything like that. There was no portal to, book a room. So, they had to go to some different towns. So they thought, okay, let's do one thing. If you feel like sleepy, you tell me you sleep for, some time. I'll watch out. If there is some devil or something coming, I'll take care of things. And when you are done, you get up and I'll sleep. Alternate. He said, okay. So now what happens is that Krishna and Balram, they are going through a jungle. And Krishna tells Balram that I'm too sleepy. He said, okay, then you take rest. So Krishna goes off to do, so he sleeps. And Balram is standing there, and he was just watching here and there to take care if there's no devil and monster comes up and all that. So what happens is a monster which comes, and the monster comes and shouts, Balram! Balram gets scared of that monster. So he tries to ignore that person. Again that monster comes up and says, Balram! Balram again gets scared, and this happens 3-4 times. He gets so scared of that Balram's size, the height becomes shorter, and that devil becomes larger in size. Last time when the devil says that Balram gets fainted and fell down, and we have tendency, we say, oh God and everything. So he says Krishna thinks that Balram wants to sleep. So Krishna gets up and Balram goes down. So when Krishna gets up, the same monster, very, very large monster standing there and does the same trick with Krishna. So he says, Krishna. Krishna doesn't get scared. Krishna says, what do you want? The monster gets perturbed that why this person is not, why he's not scared. He again, shouts, Krishna. Krishna doesn't get scared. Now what happened? Every time, this monster is shouting and Krishna is responding back, the size of the monster goes small and Krishna is still the same. Now next morning, Balram gets up and he asks Krishna that, did you see a monster yesterday? He says, which monster are you talking about? What monster? There was nothing. I didn't see anybody. He says, no, there was a monster. He said, no, I didn't see anything. He said, he was wearing that, blah, 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 so and so things. He said, are you talking about this person? He said, but it was so big. How come it is so small in size? So Krishna tells him that in life, when you face any challenge, any shackle, till you don't look into the eyes of the shackle, it becomes big and you become small. When you look in the eyes of the shackle and say that bring it or I'm standing tall here, looking into your eyes, the challenge becomes small. So I think to begin with, I think my granny told me the first lesson, the first learning of my life, that whenever you face any challenge, do accept the challenge. Do not run away from the challenge. So that was the beginning, and I think I imbibed that thing in my life, and I started college, MBA, everything, and I remember that for first 3 semesters, I was very, very notorious, and I was not at all serious about anything in life. But I knew that I have to carve a niche. I knew that the paradigm has to be subverted. I knew that I have to come out of this and I have to, carve things for myself. So it was the 4th semester, and I think I started, going for interviews and everything. And I think the same set of friends who were telling me nothing can happen, I think you catch hold of same set of people everywhere in life. So all those things kept on coming in, and I think I was trying, and I think I landed up a job. I remember that coming out of a normal college, it was not an Ivy League. I did my MBA from a very, very normal college. So same thing happened. You get to meet up people who have come from some Ivy League, institutes of the world. And obviously, since they have struggled hard to get into those Ivy League, obviously they got a better profile than what you have got. So that was my first encounter with the people who come from that kind of background. And I think, again, keeping what my granny told me, that you got to face the challenge and say, bring it on. I think, I started working, and I think if they were working for 10 hours, I was working for 12 hours. If, they were, passionate, I was too passionate. And I think that was the first, step towards the journey which I took. And I think I learned that day that, there are 2 ways that you die in life. One is when you are actually dead, and second is when you stop learning. So I think the first lesson which, I have got in my life is that you need to learn new things while you're on the pursuit of your objectives in life. When I talk about learning new things, that means leaving the baggage behind. What is relevant for today may not be relevant for tomorrow. We all know about a company which was number 1, handset maker company in the world. Just about 4 or 5 years back, they were rubbing shoulders with the best in the world, One company which is still the best in the world, they were running shoulders with them. Overnight, the company ran out of business, and I remember the statement which the CEO gave in the media briefing. He said to his people that we didn't do anything wrong. It's just that we didn't adapt. We didn't adopt new changes, and we didn't change ourselves. So I think change is a continuous thing. One needs to keep the baggage behind. One needs to learn new things. The kind of skill set, what you need today, is different than what you needed some years back. In 90s, we all know there used to be VCRs, there used to be CDs, there used to be a couple of things. They all are obsolete today. Our own grandparents, I'm sure all the apps what we use, I can see some people still fiddling within their phones and their network stuff and all that. I think all our grandparents also today, they know that they have to adapt. Imagine today if any person who doesn't understand any kind of technology, they can't survive today. That's the importance of learning and changing yourself. So, just to share one more story with you on the same lines, we all know the god of the cricket. I'm talking about Sachin Tendulkar. We all, love cricket as a country. We say that it's our religion, and Sachin is our god. Vinod Kambli and Sachin were 2 players who came to Indian team together. And let me tell you that Kambli was more talented than Sachin Tendulkar was. Kambli was the first player. He hit double century much before Sachin did. All the shots which are there in the books of cricket, Kambli could play all of them. All of them. There was just one issue with him. One short ball. Once he could not play. But since he was loaded with a lot of talent, he never tried to learn new, which was playing the short ball. And he got retired at such an early age. On the other hand, Sachin Tendulkar, the person who didn't have that kind of talent, he was practicing, going to play for hours, and we all know about him, that how did he reach to this pedestal, and rest is the history. So I think in today's world, while you move forward, while you're learning new things today, it is important to keep your baggage behind. Very, very important to learn new things. Very, very important that you keep in mind that the kind of skill set, what would be needed tomorrow, you need to immediately imbibe and grasp that. So the question comes that how do you unlearn? Just to share with you, I think we all during our schooling days, we used to have labs and all that. We used to get our homework. Most of the time when we used to get a a bio or a chemistry work, what we used to do, we used to study for extra number of hours. Very rarely, very seldomly, you must have come across somebody who could have spent more time in the lab with some intelligent person who knows more about things than you, and it never used to happen. So I think unlearning is the fulcrum around which your entire life is gonna revolve around. Whoever you may be, whoever you are in today's world, if you do not leave the baggage behind and you do not learn, I think you will be obsolete and you will not have any existence. Any existence. For that matter, today, most of us, if you see the volumes and the kind of scale what all the digital content companies are hitting nowadays. Nowadays, the revenues of all the stereotypical companies which were providing you entertainment, they have gone down, and that's in a humongous way. Today, the volume which has gone up is for all the digital content provider. Just about 5 years back, if I would have asked this question, that would you be needing a TV and all these channels coming to your TV, you would have said yes, we can't live without it. But today, what happens? We all have those applications, those digital content, those entertainment media content companies which are making a lot of business today. So in today's world, I think the most important relevant thing is learning. And I think learning is what makes you what you should be. And just to conclude it, I think in my view, I think, one dies in two ways. One, you stop learning, and second, you are actually dead. So I think learning is the important thing. So I hope that we all, while we are, meeting new challenges and new shackles in our life, I think we should keep on imbibing new learnings and keeping the baggage behind. Thank you.